everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the channel here at Clear Signal Productions. Today is Saturday, February the 27th, and it's already noon, and it's raining and it's cloudy, but we're gonna make do with what we can get today. The reason we're out so late already is because after yesterday, I really didn't feel like getting up early and leaving around 5 in the morning, something like that. That was the original plan. I was going to head out to the CSX River Line today, but given the weather and after yesterday's venture, I woke up pretty late. What we're doing right now is we're going to head up to East Deerfield. I just got on Interstate 91 here in Windsor, Connecticut. We're heading up to East Deerfield, Mass, at the Pan Am yard, or Pan Am for only so much longer. And we're going to, the ED8 is in there right now. They're switching their cars, off 16R with ED8 and all that good stuff. And then by the time we get up there, they should be going eastbound, departing Deerfield, and then we should also have the EDRJ departing Deerfield, which if they depart, if they run at all, that's hands down what we're doing today, because EDRJ is my old staple and it's been far too long since we chased them. But anyway, that's the plan for today. We should be up in Deerfield in just about an hour at 1 o'clock. I think I said that already, but anyway, that's what we're doing today, and we'll see how we do. Alright folks, so it's about 1:45 in the afternoon now, and we are set up here at a place that the railroad likes to call Farley's, and I guess you could consider Farley's a small part of Irving, Massachusetts. We swung over to East Deerfield Yard, and we heard ED8 wrapping up and getting going east, so this is going to be the first spot we catch them at. This is 373, and they departed from East Deerfield Yard about 20 minutes ago, which is at 383, and with track speed of 20 miles an hour, we should have about 5 minutes more or so until they're through here. But once we see those lights come on, because these old B&M lights do come on before the train passes, once we see those signals come on, we'll get out of the car here and set up a shot. It did look like a set of power was getting started when I left, possibly for EDRJ. I got a friend over by the yard who's got an ear on his radio for me, and he's going to let me know if he hears anything out of an EDRJ crew. But for now, we're going to chase the ED8 until we get something out of the RJ job. Alright everybody, so it's about 3:45 now in the afternoon, and we are back in East Deerfield. As you saw, we just got a couple shots of the ED8 heading east towards Air, and then I figured we would come back here in hopes that EDRJ would be active and ready to go by the time I got back. And, well, that's not happening. We are currently just looking at a bunch of powers sitting under the sand towers. This one set has their ditch lights on, and that's about it. Now, 23K is on the move west from Air. They're through Shirley. So at this rate, I think we're just going to head east ourselves, or head back east, I should say, and intercept 23K somewhere. because it doesn't look like EDRJ is going to be out of here anytime soon. So that is probably the plan, at least for now. If we hear anything from EDRJ, I guess we'll head back this way, but unfortunately not much is going on except 23K right now. Well, alright folks, it's about 6:30 as you can see, and we have spent the last 2 hours aimlessly driving after 23K. I left the yard here about 2 hours ago and went out to Royalston, Mass, about 30 miles away, and missed 23K by about 3 minutes. I chased him down and pulled over at another spot, and think I missed him again by about 3 minutes. And then I didn't get ahead of him until I was literally back here at East Deerfield. So now that we're ahead of him, we're going to use the high beams on the car headlights to get a shot of him. And also, EDRJ is finally active. So even though we just spent the last 2 hours kind of wasting gas, at least we got something out of it. So we'll have 23K here and then EDRJ. Well, alright folks, it is now coming up on 9:45 in the evening, and yes, we are still out chasing trains. The last two shots we saw there were, of course, the EDRJ coming through Shelburne Falls, and then I hit the road and headed towards my next spot for EDRJ, and then I looked through the woods, saw a pair of headlights going the other way, and right away I knew it was 22K. So I turned around, went back to the same crossing in Shelburne Falls, and of course we got the 22K there. Then, of course, since I waited in Shelburne Falls for about another 10 minutes, I wasn't quite positive that I'd make it to my next planned spot for EDRJ, and I didn't because of a wrong turn, or not so much a wrong turn, but there were a couple of routes I could have taken. There are two options to get to the same place. One adds about 2 minutes to the trip until I found out they had the road partly blocked off. So I had to backtrack about a mile or so, and then I didn't make it to the spot after all. But after I missed EDRJ at that spot, I knew I wouldn't catch up with 22K anywhere. So what I decided to do was just come back to the yard here where I knew ED9 was working because I'd been hearing them on the radio, and they seems like they're done working. They're now, the 11R crew is now on there. ED9's done for the day, and the yard just called them, said, "Yard to 11R, let me know when you depart." So they should be rolling here in just a minute. We're obviously not going to catch them here because the head end's already stretched out through the control point and across the bridge, but we're going to get 11R in at least a couple places. But if you can't tell, I'm getting a little bit tired because I'm stumbling on my words here. But now we are into 11R, and today started out pretty rough, but it's gotten a lot better, obviously. So we will see what we can do with the 11R at this rather late hour of 9:45 in the evening. And it's also getting colder. It's just a bit below freezing. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. Alright, so here we are once again back in the Enterprise parking lot. And the reason we're going to do this shot again is because I'm not entirely satisfied with the way it came out the first time. I had a better shot set up about 20 feet further away from the bridge than the shot we saw earlier with EDRJ, and then I stood out there and waited for about 10 minutes while EDRJ climbed the hill out of the yard, and then I said, I said to myself, maybe I've got time to set up my flash instead of on my hot shoe, because I had put my sleigh flash on the hot shoe, and as most of you probably know, when you take your sleigh flash off the hot shoe and put it on a remote trigger instead, it tends to do a lot better. And so I was in the process of doing that. I looked up, I saw headlights approaching the bridge. I just dropped everything on my car seat, and I didn't make it, all the way out further from the bridge than I was hoping to. So we're going to sit here this time, ready to go, and we're going to get a better shot here, further away from the bridge than last time. It'll be a lot less crammed, and we've also got a lot less fog than last time, so that'll also help with the flash. So
27 by 62 for a total of 89. Tonnage is 62.
That's just 11R given their rundown to District 3.
28. The marker's 74198 NS is armed. And the length is 7,300.
So it sounds like they're just about ready to go.
Roger that. 385. Alright, the other crew will meet you up there.
Alright folks, I think that is about time we wrap up the video for today. Not a great day here on Pan Am, but also not the absolute worst day I've had on Pan Am. I have had trips where I've come up here, heard trains on the radio, start working in East Deerfield Yard, and then never leave. So this wasn't the worst day. Of course, we started off with the ED8. We got them in Farley and then Orange. And then if I was smart, I would have chased them all the way east until they met 23K back over yonder. And then obviously we never caught up with 23K. Even though I thought I had gotten ahead of them when we went back to East Deerfield, I didn't. So that's sort of a bummer. But then of course we got EDRJ. And then we got 22K. And then I tried to get ahead of EDRJ and that didn't work either. But then of course we just got 11R. So we really only got one shot of those other 3 trains, but still, we got them. And that's a good thing because I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be seeing operations under Pan Am and that regime, because I'm sure a lot of you have seen this article that I'm going to put in the description below, but Trains Magazine put up an article referring to the CSX buyout, and this one kind of indicates that it's official, and CSX seems to have done it. It seems like they've gotten Pan Am and bought them out. So from what I can tell from the article, I'll just give a quick overview from what I read. Let me just turn the scanner down because it's dying. But what it seems like is Pan Am Southern, which is currently the joint effort between Norfolk Southern and Pan Am Railways, Pan Am Southern, is going to become officially owned by Norfolk Southern. So that's just going to be straightforward NS between Mechanicville, New York and Air Mass. The line between Air Mass and Northern Maine Junction, or whatever their northern terminal is up in Maine, is now considered Pan Am Railways. Pan Am Railways is going to turn into CSX. And then somewhere in there, G&W is getting something. It seems like part of the Pan Am Southern is going to be run by G&W as the Berkshire and Eastern or something like that. It's somewhat confusing reading the article because, of course, you've got the 3 subsidiaries of Pan Am, and then you've got 3 different companies buying them. You have, just looking at 11R here. Got a lot of cars tonight. But you've got Pan Am Railways, Pan Am Southern, and the Springfield Terminal. And then you've got CSX, NS, and G&W all obtaining some of those assets. So it's a little bit confusing when you read it. But real quick, the Springfield Terminal, I believe, is what they consider the line between East Deerfield and Springfield, Mass., and then Berlin, Connecticut to Plainville, Connecticut, and Plainville to Waterbury. I believe that part is considered Springfield Terminal. It's an interesting read. It's a little bit confusing, but I definitely recommend checking it out because I guess that's the plan. I guess that's what's going to happen going forward. So we'll probably still be seeing Pan Am trains for quite some time. I'm sure this isn't going to be effective or go into effect for quite a while because it's going to take a long time to put it all together. But it's going to be some interesting times coming up here once it does happen. So definitely going to have to head up to Pan Am here a little bit more often this summer and in this spring, and maybe by fall, maybe we'll start seeing some evidence of this buyout. But anyway, that's enough about today. As for future trips, I always like to give you guys a hint or an idea as to what's coming up. Not really sure. I am taking a week off from my job at Panera Bread because food service is really stressful and I'm ready for a week off. I've been there for 1 full calendar year tomorrow. And so I figured it's time I take a week off, go see some trains. Not entirely sure where I'm going to go. Definitely not somewhere for the whole week. Might head down to Pennsylvania for a few days, hit the Norfolk Southern Harrisburg line and the Reading line, and then maybe Strasburg and the New Hope and Ivyland. Maybe. We'll see how that all goes. Probably we'll head up to Vermont, and we'll probably head to the CSX BNA and just do our normal morning thing there. Mohawk Sub, Selkirk Branch, something like that. Nothing too crazy. But that's really all I've got in mind for what's coming up in the future. Of course, by the time you're seeing this, that trip will probably be long past because I'm still about a month behind in editing photos and posting videos just because working 40 hours a week takes a, takes a mental toll on me, and editing videos is not my favorite thing to do. I'd much rather edit pictures, but you know, you guys enjoy the videos and I get something out of the videos through the ads, so it's a win-win for everybody. I do enjoy shooting videos. It's kind of weird. Real quick here. I prefer shooting videos, and you know, I'll go out to a spot and I'll actually, you know, I'd rather get video instead of pictures, but when it comes to editing, I like editing photos and pictures better than the video, if that makes any sense. But anyway, before I get off on too much of a ramble here, it's 11:30 and at this point I'm not going to get home until at least 1 o'clock in the morning. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, or a dislike. I do not mind seeing either. If you do dislike it, write a comment as to why, just so I know. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. Links will of course be in the description and at the end of this video. And I'll try to remember to link that article in the description too by Trainsmag. It's a good read. Again, a little bit confusing though. And I guess that's about it. So, as always folks, thank you for watching. I'm Aidan Neese, and I'll see you in the next one.